YouTube, it's Y&M Trades here. Today's my first video. This account will be mainly focused on helping people understand trading in the simplest term possible. The simplest things you could think of, I will be putting trading into that terms. For people who are not smart in school, fail every class, this will be for you. For people who are genuinely slow, this will be for you. For people who actually have something wrong in their brains, this will be for you. I'm not saying I'm one of those people. I'm just saying I'm trying to help everybody out as easy as possible while also learning more myself. This first video will be about liquidity sweeps. Now, what is the liquidity sweep, may you ask? In the simplest possible terms, if you know already, we have highs and lows in the market. We have a high. A high is a up candle followed by a down candle. On my chart, an up candle is a blue candle and a down candle is a black candle. But for you, it's probably green and the down candle is red. So right here, we have a high and a down candle is a black candle followed by a blue candle or a red candle followed by a green candle. So here we have a low. So this is a low. So a high over here, right here is a high, and we have a low over here. Okay, so that's pretty much what a high and low is. That's probably the simplest possible thing you can think of. Now, we're going to talk about liquidity sweeps. I'm trying to give you guys the simplest possible explanation. But first, let me show you it in the chart before I explain it to you in real time. So right now we are in the 4-hour time frame. If you know anything about trading, we have the 4-hour, 1 hour, we have all these time frames, okay? And you could use any of them to trade, but it's better to look at the higher time frame and cut down to the lower time frame to really understand what's going on in the market. Okay, so a liquidity sweep from a high, when a high sweeps another high, what happens? When a high sweeps another high, we have a high, this is a high right here, and the next high pushes past it. Oh, we push past this high. What happens when you push past the previous high? Guess what? The market falls. Not all the time, but you use other confluences, which I will be teaching in later videos. For example, we have a high here. This is the high. And the next high pushes above that high. Oh, wow. What happens after that? The market falls. The market falls. What do you know? Next, for lows, we have a low here. Remember, a black candle followed by a blue candle. Black candle followed by a blue candle. What is that? That's a low. What happens here? We have another candle. Black candle followed by a blue candle. Another low. Okay? Those didn't sweep. Let me show you what happens when you have a low. Okay? Let's say we have a low. Okay? The next low pushes past the previous low. What happens? Reverse. Okay? Let's look at that in real time. See, I'll just look at a random. I'm looking at the market. Random market. Time example. What? We really haven't had. Okay. So for a real time example, what is this right here? Black candle followed by a blue candle. You see that? We have a low here. What does the next low do to the previous low? What does it do? The next low is lower than the previous low. Look at this low. It swept out that low. Okay, and guess what happens? Boom. All right, so if you guys need this in simpler terms, for people who are genuinely slow, you know, everybody knows about Prime Fortnite, okay, 2017, okay? 2017 Prime Fortnite. I know everybody was on that Fortnite, bro. Let me give you a Fortnite example. Imagine it's the final circle. You're hiding behind a rock. Your teammates are hiding behind another rock. The other team knows everyone is hiding there. So what do? They throw a grenade. Not because they think it'll eliminate everyone, but because they know everyone will run out. Once everyone runs out, boom, easy shots. That's exactly what happens in trading. The rock is equal to previous high or low. The players are the traders. The grenade is the liquidity sweep. The enemy team is the big banks or institutions. Remember, we're not trading against them, but they know where everybody's stop losses are. So they try to sweep out the liquidity. So they take away our stops and push sellers or buyers in the opposite directions. So when price is going up, it makes a high. Everyone thinks, I'm going to short here. Where do they put their stop loss? They put their stop loss here, above that high. The banks know all the stops are there. So they push price just above that high. Everyone gets stopped out. And guess what? Price falls. Now let's think about it in low, for the low. Price falls and guess what? Makes a low. Where's their stop? Below that low. Banks push price just below the low. Everyone gets stopped out. Then price goes back up. Now, which end would you rather be on? This side and this side. You want to enter when we have a liquidity sweep. This is the first thing you should learn, or one of the most important things of your trading, a liquidity sweep. When you see a previous high, like always think like there are probably people stop losses above it. And when you see a previous low, there are probably people stop losses above it. That's where liquidity is. Liquidity lies above highs and below lows. Remember this, simplest terms, a previous high is a loot chest, okay? And a previous low is also a loot chest. The banks don't care about the high or low itself. They care about the stop losses sitting around it. Just like players care about the loot inside a chest, they go and grab the loot first, then make the real move, okay? Like, that is probably the simplest way I could give it to you. Like, pause. Okay, that's the simplest way I could teach you what a liquidity sweep is. Always remember, it's pushing past the previous high or pushing past the previous low. And it always happens. Always. I'm going to give you guys one more example. What do we have here? A low. We have a low. A black candle followed by a blue candle. Or a down candle followed by an up candle. It's a low. Okay? So we mark out the low. And when we see that price pushes down, sweeps the low, and puts in a new low that's below that, what do we know what happens when you do that? What do we know? Tell the class. What do we know when a low goes below a previous low? It's called a liquidity sweep, and price rallies. And what can we see happen? Wow. That's amazing how it just works. Like, man, we are all going to quit our 9 to 5s, okay? We are all going to quit our 9 to 5s. We are going to make it out the hood. And one more high example. We have a high over here, a blue candle followed by a black candle, an up candle followed by a down candle, green followed by red. Okay? The next, green followed by red, blue followed by black, up followed by down, sweeps the high. It sweeps it. It can't get simpler than this. Whoop. What happens when you sweep a high? The previous high, down. Remember it. It happens every time. It's simple. It can't get simpler than this. Okay? It can't get simpler than this. If you're fat, this is for you. Pretend everybody's running to the cookie jar. Everybody's running to the cookie jar. Everybody wants to shove their hand in the cookie jar. But you're high IQ. You're intelligent. So what do? You wait until all the ruckus happens. All the ruckus happens. People are getting screamed at. Blah, 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 blah. You're in the class. The teacher's screaming at the kids. They all leave. Then the teacher gives you the cookie because you're the good boy. The good boy gets the cookie. Always remember that. But there are also... Sorry. There are also other confluences that help you understand, because every time a high passes a previous high, it's not always going to sweep and go down. Oops, sorry. It's not always going to sweep and go down, okay? Sometimes it keeps going up if we have more draws on liquidity to the upside or downside, okay? That's what we got to remember here, okay? There's much more than this. This is just my first video. I'm just trying to help people understand it as simple as possible, okay? Thank you guys for watching. There will be many more videos to come. I hope you guys enjoyed the simple breakdown, the Fortnite breakdown, the fat people breakdown. No offense to fat people. I have no problem with fat people. But thank you for watching my video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.